Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, Case 3, Bloodbath. We saw the intro to it at the end of the last episode. Basically, there's been a murder in the Roman baths as far as I'm aware, as far as I can remember, essentially. There's nothing changed in the telescope. Nope, still the same picture as always. I think that woman just really likes to be watched. Watson, you have anything to say?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
I'm wondering that as well right now. Alright, we're going to the Strand Lane bar. We can't really deduce anything yet. We haven't arrived at the murder scene. We could open the casebook, but I suppose it would just tell me, hey, go to the baths. Must be a big area. It's loading for a while. Oh no, it's just loading a cutscene. Never mind.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
What are the suspects?
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Doesn't necessarily make him the murderer just because he's not right in the head. Well, I mean, my thought would have been there is no crime weapon, but go on.
You found no murder weapon?
No,
There we
that's
go.
why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Hmm.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Right. Mr. Phillips, is you, right? Okay.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Let's have a look at you first. Light wrinkles. About 45 years of age. Starched collar. Fastidious. A scissor cut. Grooms himself. Lives alone. Okay. Shiny buttons. Proud of his work, I guess. Manchester City fan. Okay. What else do you have? What is this? A telegram sent today.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Any other visitors?
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, Then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Find the murder weapon. Anything in the fountain? I guess not. The frigidarium.
Are the steam rooms on the other side, Mr.
Yeah,
Holmes?
yeah. Maybe I wasn't looking for the steam room. Okay, that's just outside. The apoditerium sudatorium. What is this? Clothes.
Expensive clothes, belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
What about this? Can't examine this? Okay. Champagne bottle.
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Champagne for a special occasion.
Maybe. Anything else on here? Definitely the question is just... Oh,
Unopened.
it's open. Unopened,
It was
yeah.
intended to be enjoyed after the steam session.
Some towels here. Some more clothes.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
What about in here? Yep, he's dead.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
First of all, who of you did it?
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
It's horrible. So Rodney is dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
No.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Right, you
It is
will.
too hot. I cannot reach into it.
But what? Oh, glasses.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Right. We'll find out, I guess, why that is relevant. Sir, do you have something to
Mr.
pick?
Holmes?
No, you don't. Huh? Blood.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Anything here? No. Okay. Well, let's examine the body then.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
What else?
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
All right.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring.
Oh,
He
yeah.
very likely removed it before the steam session.
Almost didn't notice.
Well, death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Still can't search that or examine that.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep. I don't want to stay here.
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed properly first.
Did you all drop your towels?
I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
I'd like to check if there's a murder weapon hiding under there. What does the game want me to do? Right. I don't think I've missed anything in this room. Unless there's something on the walls or on the ceiling. Let me talk to that guy. I've already forgotten his name.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Wait.
Please wait. I need to do something first.
I'd like to talk to him for a second before that. Who brought champagne?
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
You didn't pay attention. Any. Okay.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
The Morning Telegram.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Alright, we'll decide about that later. So Rodney Bentcliffe's office.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Archaeological
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
What about that number? Okay, that's apparently irrelevant.
I will need these tongs.
Yes, I will. Nice. What about this table? Document. This metal plate, besides its archaeological interest, appears to be a part of something larger. At the present moment, I'm unable to determine exactly what that might be. Okay. Anything on the back?
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
Just taking it.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Did you seriously just take it, or did you just put it somewhere else? Dear friend, I wish to organize a press conference at the Strand Lane Baths next month. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt, but now it is time to set my focus upon English archaeology, to shine a light on our national treasures and reveal them to the public. I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event, and record it favorably. If we treat them well enough, I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore and use the special funds of the Royal Archaeological Institute for this event. Sir Rodney Bencliffe. Okay. In a newspaper. There are few among us who could claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name of Sir Rodney Bencliffe. He is a gentleman who possesses the wealth, notoriety, and vigour to well match the finest of his ilk abound in England. His intellect is equal to his charms, as has often been declared by the young ladies of the European aristocracy. He holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber and carries an influence inside the political world. There are those who would call him unforgiving, authoritarian. We should rather say that Sir Rodney is determined and ambitious. His presence at any archaeological site can only mean success for all concerned. Miraculous reopening for the Strand Lane Roman Baths excavation research. The research efforts were about to be halted when his saviour arrived in the form of Sir Rodney Bencliffe. Sir Rodney has taken over immediate control of the excavation, claiming that the site holds the key to a great mystery. We pledge to update our readers with all of the exciting news as it develops. Alright, so he's doing archaeological, examinations? Things in here.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Archaeological research. What's on these shelves? A box. Photo negatives.
A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue. Glass plate negatives, a remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
Right. What else is back here? The murder weapon, maybe? Okay.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
I wonder.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement.
Now, was there any foul play at hand here?
Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Well, we could ask for them to be removed anyway. It probably will require it. Anyway. Is there anything on the walls here that's interesting? Well, interesting perhaps. Pertaining to the case? Probably not. Right. Back into the steam room. And let's get these things out of the brazier.
I should analyze this melted metal.
You should. That is not the only thing we could examine here earlier. There was this other thing too, but apparently not anymore. Right. Do you have anything else left to
These
say?
baths are
No.
becoming sinister.
Let's try not yet. We'll go analyze stuff in our home first. What's this? Rodney's draft. Right, I should search the archives and analyze a lot of stuff. Right, we'll do that first, and then maybe we'll think about getting the suspects to the investigation or interrogation room. Onto the... Actually, let me first look in the archives. Search for Sir Bentcliffe. Or my work in Egypt. Ancient Egypt?
That is not the one I need.
No, is it not? Okay. Newspapers. It was 93. Bentcliffe's mummy. There we go. The great excavation in Aswan has taken over 3 years. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe directed the archaeological work. A mummy was found with an enucleated eye and posed in an unusual position. The right hand was tensed as if reaching out for something or to someone. The mummy was buried upright. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her very peculiar characteristics. Nearby could be read in Latin, "By the eye he was punished, for he saw what he was not worthy." The mummy is believed to be Roman rather than Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb are in common with the Mithraic mysteries.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Alright. And now let's analyze all of the stuff we've got to analyze. Start with the dirt. Set focus. Right.
Pyrite,
Pyrite.
otherwise known as fool's gold. Selenite. White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to. The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Right. Now the blood.
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange.
Now that he says it,
Let
it
us see
does
what is
seem very
inside it.
liquid.
Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide. I must take a pipette.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
And the metal?
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid.
Random
If it
fun
changes
facts with
color
Sherlock.
to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
What was this? Oh, acid.
I
There
must
it
take
is.
a pipette.
Yes. Can't just throw the whole thing onto it. And you could. Would be a waste though. Gets red. Also gets red.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver, Britannia silver quality.
Right.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Certainly is. Right. We found out a bunch of stuff. There's nothing in particular. Of which I know what to do right now. I think... Oh, let me travel back to the baths. I'll speak to Mr. Phillips once more. Maybe there's something new from him. Mr. Phillips.
All these events are bad for the baths. And my job.
Apparently not. I'll go once more. Just to see. Examine all of these. There's nothing new here, is there? No. Does any of you want to talk now?
Do we have to stay here?
I feel ill.
It's horrible.
No.
So Rodney, he's
Oh,
dead.
what's this? I didn't see that earlier. Steam switch.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Indeed. There's nothing special about this. It shines.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
It is true. And maybe there's something that can come from it. Oh, it's probably just shiny because otherwise I wouldn't see where I'm going. Anything in the brazier? No. Right. You go outside. If I can find it, it should be here. Oh, I can't leave if the steam's turned on. I can't talk to anyone. I don't quite yet know why. I can turn it on. Maybe there is something I can examine on it. No. Uninteresting. Right. I think I'm probably done here then. And we can take them back for questioning.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
None, Lestrade.
Go on. Let's interrogate them. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Who should we start with? Mr. Pitkin.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
That depends on your answers to my questions. Let me look at you. Arrogant look. Yeah, I could have told you that. Mouth shape. Disdain. You'll need Sherlock Holmes for that. Signet ring. Aristocratic roots. And a gold chain. Cashmere waistcoat. A man of wealth.
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes, I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
You were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament, suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
Okay. That will be all for now. Mr. Blinkhorn.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.